Browns' Myles Garrett reveals retirement plans after setting sack record. Cleveland Browns may not have many seasons of Myles Garrett left. Garrett is fresh off setting the NFL record for most sacks in a season and was unanimously named the Defensive Player of the Year. It was a dominant season for Garrett, but his career appears to be on the back end. The Browns star pass rusher spoke to DJ Siddiqui of Casino Guru News and said he has no plans to play into his late 30s. "Hell no," said Garrett when asked about the possibility of playing deep into his 30s. "Ain't no way." Garrett is 30 years old and will turn 31 in December, so if he doesn't plan on playing into his late 30s, he likely has 5 to 7 years left in his career. However, he does have some goals to set before he retires from the game for good. A big one I wanted to get was the single-season tackles for loss record, and I was creeping up on that before the NFL decided I didn't need any more plays my way, any more sacks, or anything like that, Garrett said. "I'll find a way to be me and be even more effective towards the end of the year, take down some other records as well." Garrett finished last season with 60 tackles, 23 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. Garrett focused on breaking all-time NFL sack record. Although Garrett broke the single-season sack record, he does have another record to break. The Brown star said he's now turned his attention to breaking the all-time sack record of 200, held by Buffalo Bills Hall of Famer Bruce Smith. "I'm going to take that down, and prefer that I take it down here in the next 5 years, Garrett said. "That is definitely on my mind to go out there and get. That's a goal I've had for years now since college." Garrett is tied with Dwight Freeney for 20th on the all-time list with 125.5 sacks, meaning he's just 75 sacks away from breaking the all-time sack record. Even if Garrett doesn't set the NFL's all-time sack record, he's already a future Hall of Famer. Garrett hasn't talked to new Browns HC. Cleveland hired Todd Monken as their new head coach, and Garrett said he's yet to talk to him. Garrett posted a cryptic message after Jim Schwartz didn't land the job and left the team. So many wondered how he'd feel about Monken getting the job. Yet, the Browns star said he's just focused on playing his game and will talk to him soon. "I haven't had any conversations yet with Monken," Garrett said. "I'll be going back in a couple of weeks, and I plan to hash all that out when I get there. But as far as the drive to win, that's paramount. That's always been bigger than any individual record for me or accomplishment. That's what I try to instill into my guys on the team, especially on defense. Now, as much as we want to get sacks, we want to make plays. We've got to do whatever it takes to win. Whatever role you have to play to make that happen, let's be that guy, let's be that person. Let's be a plus, not a minus. And let's have an effect on winning every time we step foot out there." Garrett and the Browns are coming off a disappointing 5-12 season. Records are supposed to feel like finish lines. For Cleveland Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, the sack record he just etched into franchise history could have been framed that way: a summit reached, a legacy secured, a career ready to gently descend towards sunset conversations and gold jackets. But Garrett doesn't speak like a man preparing to walk away. He speaks like a predator who still smells opportunity. When the record fell, the number flashing across scoreboards, the crowd roaring as if trying to shake Lake Erie itself, it wasn't just another statistic. It was a reminder of dominance sustained over years of double teams, chipped shoulders, and offensive coordinators designing entire weeks around avoiding him. Quarterbacks have felt him before they've seen him. Left tackles have lost sleep over him. Fans have come to expect the impossible bend, the closing burst, the violent finish. And now he stands alone atop Cleveland's sack mountain. Yet when asked about retirement plans after setting the record, Garrett's answer carried less nostalgia and more fire. No farewell tour. No ticking clock. No romantic language about when the time comes. Instead, he talked about hunger. Great pass rushers don't measure themselves in totals. They measure themselves in disruption, in moments that tilt games, in fear they instill before the snap. Garrett knows records are milestones, not destinations. The NFL has a way of aging players overnight. One season you're ascending, the next, the league is asking how much you have left. Garrett, though, has built his game on more than raw athleticism. Yes, the first step is explosive. Yes, the flexibility seems unfair. But what separates him now is calculation. He studies protections like a chess grandmaster. He sets up tackles 3 plays in advance. He turns speed into power, power into leverage, leverage into collapse. That evolution is what fuels his belief that retirement remains distant. For a franchise that has cycled through eras of rebuilding, Garrett has become the constant. Drafted to be transformative, he didn't just meet expectations, he reshaped them. Sundays in Cleveland are different when number 95 is stalking the edge. Setting the sack record places him alongside the greats in franchise lore, but Garrett's perspective hints at something bigger. He's chasing team milestones, not just personal ones. Individual records don't silence doubters in January. Playoff wins do. Garrett understands that legacy in Cleveland isn't measured solely in numbers. It's measured in banners, in postseason runs that feel mythic, in moments where cold December air carries the weight of real contention. So when he discusses retirement, it sounds less like a calendar discussion and more like a competitive equation. As long as he feels he can dominate, truly dominate, the thought of stepping away feels premature. There's a physical toll, of course. Every sack comes with collisions. Every snap demands violence. The body keeps receipts. But Garrett has invested in longevity the way he invests in preparation, deliberately. Recovery routines. Film study. Training built not just for explosiveness, but sustainability. He doesn't want to limp to the finish. He wants to decide it. That distinction matters. Too many careers end because the league decides. Speed fades. Injuries mount. Opportunities shrink. Garrett's tone suggests he intends to control the narrative. When he walks away, it will be because the fire dimmed, not because the league extinguished it. There's poetry in that mindset. After the record-breaking sack, teammates mobbed him. Helmets knocked together. Gloves slapped against shoulder pads. In that chaotic celebration was something revealing. They weren't congratulating a man at the end. They were rallying around a leader still in the fight. Garrett's presence in the locker room extends beyond production. Young defenders watch how he prepares. Veterans feed off his intensity. Coaches trust that when protection breaks down late in games, he'll be the one forcing chaos.